All right, Pocatello Mayor Brian Blatt told me he's running for re-election. Last week, former Pocatello Mayor Roger Chase announced he's also running. And now over the weekend, we've got Paul Shepard, who announced that he is running to be the next mayor of Pocatello. So Paul joins me tonight so we can give the people a chance to get to know you a little bit. Now, you're an employee of the city of Pocatello the last 20 years. You recently also, I saw, were honored as the employee of the quarter for Pocatello. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about you, about your family, and what your life's all about?
I moved to Pocatello back in 1990 with my oldest daughter, literally, excuse me, nothing. Then I literally married the girl next door. Been with the city of Pocatello for over 23 years. My wife was born and raised here. Of course, my other two daughters have been born and raised here. Pocatello's my home. It's the best city in Idaho, end of story. I will argue it every time.
Now, this is your first run at elected office. So what have you been thinking about over the last weeks or months or years that has finally got you to take that step in wanting to run for elected office?
One thing I've learned about the community, and that's mainly Pocatello and Chubbuck, that's what I consider Pocatello. The fundraising skills, the benefits, disasters, this community comes together better than I've ever seen it. And now, thinking about for actually years about running for mayor, but I knew I had to mature a little bit more. And that's a given nowadays. But to give back to Pocatello, and I need to get out more, doing charities. Like last spring I did a dodgeball tournament. Yeah. And it was a great sponsored event with Gold's Gym, but with the residents of Chubbuck and Pocatello. It was awesome. Next year, hopefully bigger and better.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about that on the news. That was a dodgeball tournament at Gold's to raise funds and food for the
Money
food bank.
for the Idaho Food Bank, yes.
Yeah.
And like I said, this community comes together in such an awesome way. I mean, it's heartfelt, like last year's disaster, the fire. It didn't matter who you were. People were offering help. The emergency response, the volunteers, they all did a great job. And that's what's great about this community, and I'd like to be more a part of it.
That's good. Now, what do you hope to bring to the race? I mentioned Mayor Blatt, so he's been in for 3.5 years. Mayor Chase, who served 8 years before him, along with other elected offices. So what are you hoping to bring to the race that these two established politicians don't have?
Hopefully new blood and thinking outside the box. One thing I've noticed, and I know they're doing their best they can, but the economy, the jobs, Pocatello is that geographical hub where we don't get anything. It's either Idaho Falls, Twin Falls, or Salt Lake. Salt Lake I can understand, but we need to start attracting these businesses. I hate seeing empty stores. I mean, it's great to get out of town once in a while on a vacation and buy stuff, but to hear stories of people leaving to go buy, that's a bummer for Pocatello.
Sure.
And we need to change that and keep it homegrown. The mom and pop stores, the high-end retail, it's up to the residents to sustain that and help out. I mean, it's end of story. We need jobs too.
Now, the election process, I feel like, is so much about discovery, the people discovering the candidates that they align with, and then also the candidates sort of discovering about the process and the issues that they face. So what have you discovered so far in looking at this chance to get the campaign started?
One way I'm going into this is everyone's equal, whether you come from low income to the high end. And I'm already getting emails of what people want to see changes of Pocatello. And so far, they're good ideas. They're legit. They're not off the wall crazy. And we need to look into that, like especially school zones.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the fines go up on speeding. I'd like to see in which most of the elementary schools have sidewalk so they can walk on. Hawthorne doesn't. That's an issue with me right now. But to hear their suggestions, and I want to hear every voice. I'm going to do this the conventional way of pounding the street, shaking hands, meeting everyone I can, whether they want to meet me or not. And then the media, the Facebook blitz, Twitter. I mean, just to broaden more of a market to talk to people. I'm up for any suggestion, any idea, and let's see what we can do.
And you've already had a lot of suggestions you mentioned posted to your Facebook page, your mayoral Facebook page, I guess?
Yes, and it's real simple. It's Shepard for Mayor, and for, unfortunately, spelled F-O-R-E, because that's the only way I can do it on Facebook. I can't cheat. I brought in a guru, my daughter. It don't work that way, so.
Well, you can just tell people you like to golf. I guess that might be one way to do it. All right, well, Paul Shepard, we appreciate you spending some time with us, and good luck over the next several months.
I thank you very much.
You bet.